What product, if any, will form a precipitate? Right, balanced, regular, total, and net ionic equations for this reaction. So regular or molecular equations is just what you're used to, a balanced equation, and then you'll write a total and net ionic equation as well. So for this, we know it's lead 2 nitrate combining with potassium iodide. Lead 2 nitrate is PbNO3 plus potassium iodide is Ki, and they'll form on the other side lead 2 iodide plus potassium nitrate. So recall that in reactions, the elements or atoms just get rearranged. They don't. You're not going to find anything new on the other side. So just in different places. So now the lead's with the iodine as opposed to with the nitrate. To balance this, then we would put a 2 here and a 2 there, and now we have a balanced regular or molecular equation. So that's step 1 done. Now we need to do the total and net ionic equations. In order to do that, you need to identify the precipitate. And if you look on your solubility chart, you'll find that when lead 2 goes with iodine, it forms a solid, and when potassium goes with nitrate, it remains aqueous or dissolved in solution. So knowing that, now we can write the total and net ionic equations. The total ionic equation just shows all of the ions together. And so when you put lead 2 nitrate into water, it breaks up into the lead ion, which is floating around in your water now. And because there's 2 nitrates in here, you'll break off 2 NO3s with a charge of -1. The Ki will break up into 2 Ks and 2 Is, since there's 2 Ki's. The solid remains together, so this is the one that you simply rewrite it out and you're done. And because KNO3 is aqueous, you'll break that up into 2 Ks and 2 NO3s as well. Note that the charges are important here since we're talking about ions. But now we have a total ionic equation, so that is the second of 3 things you got to do here. We have our regular molecular balanced equation. You'll note that this remains balanced here, still 2 Ks and 2 Ks on both sides, one lead. Total ionic equation. And now the last little bit is finding the net ionic equation, which is the easiest. You've done 95% of the work at this point. What you need to do is you need to cross out the things that are the same on both sides, since you only care about the ions and the solid. The ions that are going to form the solid is what gives us the net ionic equation. So when you look and you see that there is 2 K pluses, 2 K pluses, 2 NO3s, 2 NO3s on both sides. Since it's the same thing on both sides, we can just cross them out. And we call these spectator ions, since they're not really doing anything. They just happen to be there before and after there's watching, so they're called spectator ions. So the net ionic equation then is simply the ions that are left over once you've crossed them out, and they are the ones that should form the solid. And there you have a net ionic equation. So molecular equation, total equation, net ionic equation.